As we are about to start today's game, we have the honor to have Mr. Christensen and Mr. Mayor Zheng to be with us tonight. And I believe there's something more that you would like to tell about our international fans here.
Well, I'd like to say congratulations on your successful coverage of the CPBL season so far this year. I understand that despite the situation both here in Taiwan and across the world, you are still able to reach thousands of viewers who would normally come to the ballpark to watch these exciting games. Taiwan has been getting an unusual amount of attention because of its successful Taiwan model for COVID-19 prevention. And Taiwan baseball is getting an unusual amount of attention this year because the Taiwan model has allowed us to play baseball here, at least in this limited form, as nearly every other sport around the planet has been put on hold due to the COVID-19.
And that's exactly right. We always said in the program that the reason we are able to bring you the baseball games, that is because the very solid achievement our government has led us to achieve in fighting against the coronavirus. And I believe that if we keep doing the good job, I think in the very near future we'll be able to bring all the fans back to the stadium. And by the time, we would like to invite you again to join us, and maybe we'll throw another ceremonial picture in front of full house of the fans.
Well, given the number of sports fans globally who are stuck at home with few sports viewing options, I hope this season provides an opportunity to raise the profile and increase the fan base of Taiwan baseball. Having players like Carpenter, Nicolino, and Villanueva, who have enjoyed success playing in the U.S., on the rosters of these two teams should certainly get people's attention.
Definitely. Also, I believe Mr. Christensen has seen how well they have performed in the very early part of the season. I believe that, as they play, as the season goes along, we're going to see more and more fabulous performance from these American players, and we certainly hope that they will, lead the teams going to the playoff. At that time, I believe that we will be welcoming all the fans back to the stadium to enjoy the baseball games. For now, it is called the breakfast baseball for everybody out there, especially in the States. And also, we still like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody out there who is watching our game right now. Maybe somewhere on the stands, because right now there's nobody in the stand, and you can just maybe to pick one of the seats next to our broadcasting booth as well.
Well, I think we can certainly cross-promote the American tradition of baseball in Taiwan, where baseball is one of, if not the most popular sports, through partnerships, outreach to American players in Taiwan's league, as well as Taiwanese players playing professionally in the U.S.
That is exactly right. Now we have a high fly ball, but it's not going anywhere, and it's caught by the shortstop for the second out of the inning.
So, Richard, really thank you for having us here tonight. I wish we could stay to see Zhu Yuxian hit another home run.
Oh, sure.
But I think we need to follow social distancing rules and go home and watch it on TV.
I see.
So, we'll wish you well, and hope the Monkeys play a good game tonight.
Thank you very much. It is our pleasure to have you, Mr. Christensen. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
But let's see. The Rakuten Monkeys are known as this one, the line drive to the center. Take the first pitch, and this one goes all the way to the warning track.
And he's going for three, folks.
Yep.
Here comes the relay, and he will be safe at third base. And just like that, Chen Chen-wei is into third base with a triple to start the game for the Monkeys.
Well, as we've been saying, that every time when he's on the base, we're just worried about where he's going the next minute. He is not going to steal the home, isn't he?
I don't. You better knock on wood there. I'm not sure. He's very capable of it. We were just going to say that he was making his start in center field tonight, actually. And he didn't, like usual, he didn't give us, or you, any time to say anything.
Yeah. I didn't even have a chance to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening yet. And now we have Lin Li at the plate. Let's take a look at this replay. Whoops, it's gone. As fast as Chen Chen-wei is.
Disappeared into the night. Poof.
Stepping into the play is Lin Li. He's now batting for 47 with 2 home runs in the season. Number 39. Well, again, we would like to tell you about the story of Lin Li again. today this is another 0 case in Taiwan.
As that ball was dribbled slowly to third base, and he decided to go over to first and allow the run to score to start the game with the Monkeys up 1-0 already. Now, I'm not going to say I told Chen Zhenwei to change his swing, but he did put a different kind of swing on that ball that he drove out to the left center gap for sure.
And with 1 out and 1 run already scored, now we have Lan Yinlun at the plate. He's batting .333 with 1 home run. Well, as both Monkeys and Brothers finished their weekend 2-game series to wrap up their schedule in April, we are moving into the second month of the... Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to 11 Sports Taiwan as we bring you the lovely, yummy Hakka food right now out there on the table of the Chinese language booth as we are, waving at you guys in the back so we don't get anything to eat again tonight. But this is a very famous Hakka food, and well, during the game, we'll be talking about the Hakka culture and Hakka history and everything related to Hakka culture here to you. But the one on the left is a very famous braised pork with preserved vegetable. I would say that that's #1 food that you need to have if you come to Taiwan for Hakka food. And the other one is the salt baked chicken with common sauce.
As that one is drilled at the third baseman, Lin Lee, and just off the glove.
It was a hit hard ball.
Yeah, he couldn't quite squeeze it into the glove, could he, as he moved a little bit from right to left. He got there, and he just had his body turned in a very strange kind of way,
Sinker. Well, let's take a look at that beautifully presented braised pork.
Speaking of sinking, we'd like to sink that into my stomach for sure.
Yeah, we have the pork, we have the chicken there. The chicken is salt baked chicken with kumquat sauce. It's tangy, it's a little bit sour. Yeah, I had it before.
Yeah, but you don't have any now, do you?
Yeah, later, yeah. Whatever is left over from their table, we'll pick it up. And the count is 1-2.
And that ball is dribbled at the second baseman. This could be 2, and over to first, and that will get Su Wei Da as he grounds into a double play. Just what the doctor ordered for Bonilla.
3 with 1 home run. Let's look at this. Well, this is exactly the textbook double play.
Yeah, textbook double play, but Guo Yanwen is a professional the way he backhanded that ball over there. I'm not going to teach my son to be backhanding it like that yet, for sure.
And the first pitch is the ball. Welcome back to Taoyuan Baseball Stadium as we are entering the top of the 3rd inning between the Brothers and the Monkeys. This is the first game of the 3-game series of the weekend. As now that we are seeing Xu Jihong step into the plate, who is the designated hitter of the night, who is batting .320. Well, on the screen we still see the Chinese language booth broadcaster and the commentator having fun with their food. But the food, well, it is very nice for sure. But I still haven't had a chance to have it yet. While Wen is happily chowing right now. As now we have the count of 1-1 on Xu Jihong.
Yeah, I feel really bad for you, Richard. We got to change seats or something.
Okay, no worries. Well, for this inning, well, the 2 dishes that we have here right now is one is the bacon with garlic sprout. It's one of the most popular Hakka food in any kind of the restaurant. And the other one is the steamed fish with pineapple bean paste. That's going to take a little work to try to cook it.
Yeah, it's going to take a little work to eat it too because it's huge.
No, you eat it fast. So.
No, the first dish you mentioned with the bacon and the pork, it has a pretty good kick to it actually. It's quite spicy. There's a lot of pepper on there. The onions taste delicious.
And that is actually one of the best dishes to go with beer.
Yeah.
Whenever you go, you know, there are a lot of restaurants in Taiwan. It's called like a $100 restaurant, or the $100 actually is the equivalent of $3 US, and practically every dishes in the restaurant will just cost you $3. And there was strike 3. Xu Jihong came up and came down.
I just took your advice, Richard, and I'm taking a few pictures to send to my wife. I'm sure she will be very jealous when she sees this.
I think she'll be very upset.
But one thing I think people who don't know a lot about Taiwanese and food have to understand is that Taiwanese people love food.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they love the different tastes of food, and they love to add the spicy, the sour, like you said, all the tangy, all of that stuff.
Yes.
And I think you guys really notice it when you maybe go to different countries that don't have as much, well, like Canada sometimes. I know when we get home to Canada, there's a lot of things that my wife and son will miss for sure, because the different spices and aromas in Taiwan with the different foods, it's absolutely amazing. Now, you mentioned the $100 NT places. They would call in English like a fast eat something.
Yeah, or fast hot plate. Yep.
Wow, as we see the second strikeout of the inning for Bonilla.
Well, Bonilla has struck out 3 in a row now since the last out of the last inning.
And just like we had mentioned, you cannot let this guy catch fire. You just can't, because this is what will happen.
Yep.
You pay $2 or $3 American per dish, and it's a very social atmosphere.
Sure.
You know, people you don't even know from other tables will come over.
With beer in their hands and say, "Hey, how's it going?" and everything, you know, and they just have fun over the food, and it's probably one of the best thing to get the friendship, you know, established or connected. And well, the other thing about the food in Taiwan is that because of the historical development, because a lot of people who came to Taiwan, like maybe I would say like 50 years ago, they were from every other places in China. So we have Cantonese food, we have Beijing food, we have food from the northeast of China, and we have all kinds of food.
Well, yeah, you know, even Vietnamese or Thai or all of these different mixtures of food. I mean, you could go 365 days a year in Taiwan and not eat the same thing once, if you choose to do so. I mean, it's just, you really have to be here and experience it. It's a hard thing to explain.
Yeah.
For those people who have gone home, they know exactly what we are talking about, as that one is lined into center field. And this could be, too, if he gets on his horse, and he got off his horse and decided to desaddle at first base. Nonetheless, they broke the strikeout.
Tell everybody that Hakka people lived most in Taoyuan, Hsinchu, and Miaoli. That's a little bit south of Taipei, but north of Taichung. So Taoyuan is actually where the most Hakka people lived in Taiwan. And ever since the new Bears came to Taoyuan and made Taoyuan their home and changed their name to Rakuten Monkeys, they have started to build a very close relationship with the local Hakka community. And that's why, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever come to Taoyuan Baseball Stadium, and when you, see the base, or when you watch the baseball, and during the baseball, you're going to hear a lot of Hakka songs they use or they modify to become their own special songs for the players, to cheer for the players. And all those things are the proof that the club is trying to make their best, to do their best to connect with the local community of Hakka people.
Well, that should be the story of every community and every baseball team, right? You should always try to connect with the locals and the local foods and all of those things, no matter where you are in the world, right? Yep. But I think Taiwan does do a very good job, and we've seen it earlier with gua bao, the Taiwanese hamburger, and things like that, it's just such a total experience when you come to a ball game in Taiwan. You can't really nail down one thing that sticks out to you because there are so many things. And that's why, you could come 10, 20 times and experience different things every time.
And speaking of Hakka being the second largest community in Taiwan, actually it has there are 4 million of Hakka people. This one, the line drive to the center and dropped it right in front of the center fielder.
And this one's driven out to left field. Going to be trouble, and it's off the top of the wall. Zhu Yusheng plays it in. That will score 2 runs as the play at the plate comes in, and he will be safe as Zhang Zhihao walks into third, basically. Oh, wow, he really tattooed that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, the ball came back actually, obviously, earlier. But so now I think there's a challenge being brought by the manager.
Yeah, I mean, that relay was amazing. I thought for sure 2 runs were going to score very easily. But as I was saying 2 runs were going to score, and thank God the umpire called him safe because I didn't want to look too bad there. But that, I mean, again, kids and everybody out there, that's how you relay the ball into home plate. That was Zhu Yusheng. Yeah, thanks for the kind words for sure.
And that's an out.
So the wonderful relay ends up with a 3rd out instead of a second run here for the Brothers. And just like that, that will be the end of the top of the 3rd. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, 1-1 tie. Catch up with you soon.
Like a naming rights situation for the team, as the actual baseball club was funded and established by then Commissioner Harvey Tong, who passed away a couple of years ago, and he was the one actually, tried to get this thing going, to get a merger going.
And I think, we might have touched on this in the beginning. And one thing people don't really know about the CPBL is that as Chen Zhenwei takes off for second base, and he's in there with his, I believe, 6th stolen base of the season. One thing people don't really know, now we pretty much have a home team and a home stadium.
Yes.
Rakuten Monkeys, Taichung Brothers, the Taipei or New Taipei Guardians, and then you go down south to the Tainan Lions.
Yes.
But, I mean, right up until last year or a few years before that, you didn't really, you kind of knew what the home team was, but you didn't really have the city stamped on that team like you do now. And I love the idea that they're doing it now because you'll develop more of a fan base, a loyal fan base for the teams.
Well, I believe the Monkeys were the first team to announce that they're going to put all their home games in one stadium back many years ago, and then try to set up a standard or an example for other teams in the league.
As Lin Lee, broken back to the pitcher. He takes a look over to third, but he'll take the easy one at first, as you could hear his catcher yelling at him. Take the out at first base. Don't worry about him. That's great catching.
Sure.
Very, very good catching.
I think that you really, to Miranda, you really don't have to worry about, or you should not be worrying about, the runner on second base, because he is going to go to the third base. You just got to make sure that you take this one out.
And we do want the fans to come back. And he takes off for and he balked.
Wow. Thought it would be a caught stealing at the home plate, but now it's a balk by Miranda. And now everybody is trying to argue with everybody. The manager of the Monkeys are out on the field, and then now the umpire is going to have a meeting right next to the mound.
Don't you think this is hilarious? It's like they can almost hear you sometimes. You said earlier, there's no way he will steal
the home.
And then, of course,
but
he takes off for
It's a very good chance for us to eat something right now, as the umpires are still having their meeting in the infield area. I mean, that really came as a surprise, for Chen Zhenwei to all of a sudden he's trying to steal home. And that balk is also a surprise. But I remember, if I see it correctly, the play umpire did call balk right away.
Miranda's walking into the dugout. He knows that he did not balk. And usually when I know we all like to be sure of ourselves, but usually when he's this sure, I bet you, I would say he is right.
Well, now, right now, we are not able to see the replay footage right now. Well, let's take a look of the, well, not the replay, but the footage then.
Now, to me, you can see his back foot. He steps off. Okay, and then the back foot goes. And there's no forward motion. The back foot comes off, and then he throws into home plate. So that's not a balk.
Wow. It did look like that he's finished the preparation stage before he threw the pitch.
Now, can they have an official review on this play? Can they go to the war room as an official review?
The official review have to be called by the umpire for themselves to want to see it. It's not going to be challenged by the team. I think the umpire is going to talk to the manager of the Brothers. Well, and the coaches, I can hear. Well, actually, the fact that we don't have any fans in the stadium right now, I can actually hear the coaches of the Brothers is arguing with the umpires.
So I'm getting a message here from one of my great baseball minds, and he's saying you can't step off with your right foot in a full windup as a lefty.
So that has to be a block then.
Stepping back with the right foot will be part of your wind-up motion.
I see.
Thank you, Brandon, once again.
The manager is really upset right now. Let's take a look at it from this angle. So he's in motion, and then his left foot has stepped off.
So, can you exactly hear what the manager is saying now?
Oh, it's kind of too far. Yeah,
too far, yeah.
Oh, I really hope that sometimes they can wear the microphones there, but well, it doesn't really happen here that much because maybe I think the umpires will only wear the microphones maybe in the big games like Taiwan series or maybe in the All-Star games, something like that. But during the regular season games, I don't remember them wearing microphones that often.
Now's your time, Richard, to get into that chicken.
Or
the pork, or the fish.
We have the chicken, we have the fish, we have the bacon.
I didn't try this one yet.
That's the first dish. That's the braised pork. That takes a lot of time to cook, really, out of these 4 dishes we have right now. And I see something new coming in. I mean, some new dishes coming in. And Miranda, of course, doesn't think that he balked. He's trying to argue with the umpires. So right now, I believe the conversation is getting over, as the umpires are ready to resume their position. Let's go! So it is a balk.
See, I think maybe the brothers were arguing the same thing I was arguing. He did step off, but he cannot step off with his right foot in a full windup as a lefty.
Yeah. Whoa. Now our Chinese booth are having another 2 dishes of the delicious Hakka food, and the one on the right, actually, I have to mention it out that it's called a Hakka fried. That is the #1 Hakka dishes you have to have if you are only to have only 1 Hakka dishes when you come to Taiwan. It's a must-ordered dishes. Just remember, it's called Hakka fried.
But it's almost impossible to have just one, though, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah. It's lovely. I almost quit calling the game, and keep eating and eating. But now we are on the top of the 4th. Zhang Zixian is stepping to the.
Is that he started his motion with the right foot, and then he kind of pulled back to step off with the left foot. But at that point, he had already started his motion, so therefore
he needs to complete the motion. And this one is a called 3rd strike. 1 and 2.
And Bonilla deals, and Xu Jihong will have to wait until his next at-bat to continue that hitting streak as Bonilla walks off the mound, survives 2 runners on base. And that ball is rolled up the middle, and the only play for shortstop Zhang is to go over to first base to get Zhu, but the damage is done, I should say, as he's able to advance the runner over to 3rd base.
2004, and then the rest was history because they've been becoming one of the winningest ball club in the history of CPBL. Team Baseball Stadium.
And this is a high, towering fly ball out to left. John Park's underneath it, but that should easily score. You did long from third base, but what a hose by John out here in left field. He was really deep. That is an absolute hose of an arm. Look out, Monkeys in the near future.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Taoyuan International Baseball Stadium as we are bringing you this game between the Monkeys and the Brothers. We are now entering the top of the 5th as the Brothers will take.
Yeah, down the bottom of the order here, looks like a lot of the alphabet is being spelled.
That is true.
Okay, you can see that the mastery of the chopsticks, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, Taiwanese people, they're able to pick up a car with chopsticks.
Well, I would just use my hand to grab it.
It's stunning though the way that he's maneuvering through this steamed bun with chopsticks. That's not that easy.
Well, he's been doing that for the past 4 years. What can you expect? What can you expect, right?
Oh, well, lucky him, right? You can see he's pretty much got half of that done in about 20 seconds.
Yep, I can show you that too.
Not only is he a professional broadcaster, he's a professional steam bun eater.
I'll tell him right after this inning. And the count is 3 for me to master it in the near future.
Wei-Chen drops a bunt down the third base line. He will be safe at first base with a beautiful bunt as the runner almost decides to take third base there. The catcher, Gao Yujie, but not quite speedy enough. And he's going to drop down a bunt as well. And the only play for Bonilla is to throw it to first base. And there's a collision that's going to hurt both of those players as the inside part of Chun Jun Shou's arm and Jiang Kun-yu's leg looked to be very, very, very injured on this play.
Yeah, I think Jiang Kun is running past it. Let's take a look again.
Yeah, and it wasn't Chen Jun Shou, it was second baseman Guo who came over on a wheel to cover first base, and he's not really that big of a guy either, right? So that was a pretty nasty collision there.
Well, basically, the throw was off because the only way that the two of them will collide is because this throw, let's take a look, he's throwing actually over to the left side of the fielder who was trying to field the throw. I'm
going to say that Jiang Kun-yu took the brunt of that collision for sure, as the shoulders dropped right into him, and right here, kablooey! Down he goes. Not a collision you usually see in a baseball field. That's something that a slot receiver might get from a linebacker in the NFL for sure.
That's what I was going to say. But
nonetheless, this play is all caused by a lazy throw from Bonilla.
True.
Bonilla's back on his heel a few seconds ago. And just like that, Zhang Zhihao watches strike 3 zip on by. Bonilla deals 1 and 2. And the runner takes off for second, and he will be out at second with a good throw from catcher Liao. And that will be the second out of the inning if there is not a challenge. But there will be a challenge.
Yep. And that actually became one of the best moves. Well, and that was an out. So, guess he's right.
And I was wrong, but I didn't say my answer out loud this time. But I will admit to the world that I did think he was safe. I thought the tag was a bit high there, but apparently he got it in time.
The worst record of all.
And that ball is dribbled down the first base, and Chen Jun Shou will take it himself. The brothers strand 2 runners, but they get 1 back. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th.
Back to Taoyuan International Baseball Stadium as we see the Team Taiwan poster on the fence, and this is the new national team identity organized by the CPBL, the Chinese Professional Baseball League. As you may know, that there was a Chinese Taipei national team, and that is because of the under the regulation of the Olympic related issues. We had to use the Chinese Taipei to compete in the international tournament. And a couple of years ago, CPBL actually organized another national team identity by using the Taiwan dog as the mascot of the national team.
Yeah, it's funny you say other related issues. Click here for detail. But don't click here, click there for detail.
On the top of the 7th.
Oh, that ball's rolled over, and a little bit of a boot by the second baseman. Yeah, giving time for Liao Jianfu time to Wang Weiten to get to first base.
And now the manager of the Monkeys wants to see that on the replay.
Don't think about it. I mean, the speed, and you know the old cliche, right? You can't teach speed, right? And you hear that in every sport. But man, it's so true. Speed causes so many problems in every sport. As you can see, he was in there before the snap of that glove.
Yep.
Tub tonight, I would guess, for quite some time.
Yeah.
And there goes Wang. The hit and run was on and through the hole. Great hit and run as Wang Weiten will go slide into third and get there quite easily as the hit and run was on for the brothers and executed to a T. Whoa, and that one is thrown behind the runner, but it bounces back quite fortuitously to the catcher.
I think it just echoed to what he's been saying earlier, that when you rush at any situation.
And this ball is driven out into left field, and that will be deep enough to score the runner from third base and give the brothers their first lead of the evening, I believe.
Yes, well, I believe that the brother is saying he's definitely capable of shutting down the offense of the brothers, but we just have to see how how the pitch selection and how the pitch control is.
Well, especially if you look at the bottom half of the brothers' lineup tonight, has not been that good.
Whoa.
But a single through the middle by Su will will score. Zhang Zihao at the plate on a very good throw from center fielder Chen Tenwei, but just not in time as Zhang Zihao is able to slide into home plate and give brothers a 5-3 lead. And that ball could be trouble for the brothers. And no, it ends up being trouble for the Monkeys as an errant throw by Ye. And the woes of Ye continue this inning as Chen Zihao will take second base on that errant throw from Ye trying to turn two. And another, most importantly, another run will come in to score.
As now the brothers are leading the Monkeys 6-3 on the top of the 7th. President Tsai, he is a descendant of both Holo and Hakka, and also indigenous as well.
Fly ball. But that's an easy one from Zhang Zihao.
Oh, yeah. Interestingly, our president is the descendant of Holo plus Hakka, and also she has, let's see this one.
Whoa, driven into right field. And just like we always say, the ball will find you when you come into the game.
Oh, yeah.
Well struck by Lin Ziping, but better picked up out there by the right fielder who came in to run earlier. And that's to the point where they almost consider stopping or pausing the game as that ball is drilled out into right field, and that is not coming back. An absolute monster of a whammy by Su Wei Da. You touch all those bases. Brothers put another 2 on the board, and that will make the game 9-2. Sorry, pardon me, 9-3.
8-3.
Oh my God. Oh, the fog has gotten into my head as well.
Our apology there. Well, and that is the third home run of the season that Sueda hit. To deal.
And that ball is driven out into the gap over the head of right fielder Chen. And that will score 2 runs as Liao is held at third base. Now we have a situation here and a ball game, folks, as Lin Ziping tattoos another one for a stand-up 2 RBI double.
Oh, when he came up to, this one goes to the center. Another hit from the Monkeys.
As they waste no time getting on CC Lee. And the hit parade continues here in the bottom of the 9th. For just his general mood is a bit off. And as this one is hit out to the right fielder, Chen Zihao, who will make the catch, but that will score the 6th run of the evening for the Monkeys, and the tying run will come to the plate.
Well, at least they got 1 out. That's probably the only thing the Brothers can feel good about it for now, but of course.
That was way too easy. Way too easy. They didn't even try to hold him on over there.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the best base stealer in the league, and look at the lead. Look at the. He had 17 steps to second base before the ball even got to the catcher. And that ball gets away from the catcher. And Chen Zhewei thinks about scoring from second on a pass ball.
Well, somebody stole home early in the game. What do you expect? Swung and missed for the 2nd out of the inning. That's a big out.
And that ball is driven into right field. And we have a tied game. 8-8. Mr. Clutch, Lin Hongyu, comes through for the Monkeys, and we got some snowmen on the board.
And we see all smiles from the dugout of the Monkeys now. Well, I would say that the happiest person right now would be
you, because you talked about extra innings earlier in the day.
Oh, no.
So your prediction came to fruition.
That's not what I meant. I was going to say the happiest person for now would be Bonilla, who was sporting a poker face, in the previous innings.
There will no longer be an L in his column.
Oh, yeah. For respect to the first base.
And there you go. That ball's driven out into right field. Does it have enough? No, folks. Just at the edge of the warning check, Chen Zihao makes another catch out there, and we are going to extras. We have put a little bit of small ball on as a beautiful bunt down the third base line to move the runner over into sac fly.
Well, that's as close to as a perfect bunt. So once the ball goes through, then
there's a shot. And interestingly enough, the second baseman is going to make an unassisted play at first base. Well, they'll do produce for you then, 4, 5, 3 years down the road. Sure. You're looking at a great shortstop. It's hit down to Lin Ziping at third, and he fires a strike to Chen Junshou. Brothers get to third, but they can't quite get across the plate.
Oh, but it came 1 inning late.
Ball's hit over to second, and we'll go to first. In the games, this catcher, it's definitely our first look at him.
Oh, yeah.
As there's a comebacker back to along at the plate, and just like that, double play. 2 outs in the top of the 11th. Wow, very unlucky for the Brothers.
His club. The count is 1-1, and he bunt. And there's no chance for the second.
He really, as you can see, he really wanted to throw that ball to second base.
Oh,
but
yeah.
in the end, I think you're right. There's no chance. Just take your out and work from there.
1-2. And that's in for a third strike. And that's the second of the inning. So that makes it interesting.
That one is hit to the shortstop and smoothly picked up by Jiang at shortstop and over to first. And that will be the third out of the bottom of the 11th. We head to the 12th and final inning.
Final inning of the game.
Yes, that one's hit over to the short. Yu DeLong, you've got to hurry. And not in time as the very speedy Lin gets down there to first base, showing off his speed once again.
Oh, yeah. His feet is really, really fast.
No, I think if you look at the way that Yu DeLong picks up the ball, sets his feet and throws.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very good play, but that one is bang bang. It's tough to call.
Continue to deal.
And that ball's driven into right field, and that will push the runner over to third base. And just like that, the Brothers are in 12th inning business. Now you're expecting him to at least get you a fly ball to score a run. As the runner takes off, and he drives one to right field. And that will give the Brothers the lead and move the runner over to third base. Now we got first and third, and you can see that I love the camaraderie. See, the dugout is just exploding for a guy who comes up. He's only got one at bat on the season, and he rips one into right field for an RBI to give his team the lead in the 12th inning. I mean, couldn't come in a bigger spot for him.
That's true. That's probably one of them.
And he drops a bunt, as that was a suicide bunt to score the extra run. Well executed, a sneaky little play by the Brothers there with the confidence in Wong to lay that one down.
Well, that is one. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Taoyuan International Baseball Stadium as we bring you the final half inning of this game between the Rakuten Monkeys and the CTBC Brothers.
That was a sick joke by the cameraman right there.
Oh, yeah.
How dare you show us the time. And that ball is chopped, but the only play for Jiang is to go over to first. 2 out. Bottom of the 12th. A single could tie this game.
Oh, yeah. As we see the tiny
run, hoping desperately to poke one into the outfield here. And off the glove, he deflects it up and Wong Wei-chun makes a miraculous recovery from almost a miraculous line drive catch. And that will do it for the Monkeys in the 12th inning. Brothers score 2 in the top of the 12th and hang on to win the game 10-8. Wow. That ball was hit well.
Oh, yeah. Let's take a look again. I thought it's going to be going somewhere else, but no. Nowhere but his glove.
That's called staying with it, folks. We'll talk all about Wong Wei-chun's volleyball skills tomorrow.
So after 12 innings of the games, the Monkeys were not able to clinch their 1,000th franchise win in their first try. And as we wrap up tonight's game between the Monkeys and the Brothers, as the Brothers take this game 10-8 in 12 innings, as the Brothers hit 16 hits,